Welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we will be doing the thing that almost every 86 owner needs to do, no matter if your car is engine swapped or you just have an old car with an old harness. The stock harness in your car is probably all broken, all shabby, about to deteriorate, but no one makes a stock 4AG harness. No one makes a small port swap harness. Nobody makes a 1UZ swap harness. I know they got the 20 valve, but other than that, there's really nothing for engine swap harnesses, and that's where R&R Autosports comes in. You can message them on Facebook, or I'll try to leave a link down in the description to their page, but they made my harness, and I'm about to install it, and I'm so happy. I'm not gonna have to worry about wires grounding out, because that happened to me, and I thought my alternator went out. I'm not gonna have to worry about the rat's nest, that is that right there. I now get to have this beautiful harness. Everything is well done. I don't really know what Ray Chen is, but it looks really nice, and none of the wires are exposed till the very tips. It's got all of the fuses I need, all of the plugs, and what I did this time was I sent him my harness because it's very custom from the last owner, and I don't think he could have replicated it, so I sent it to him, and he did an amazing job just making the harness work. And so we're gonna install it today. It's probably gonna be a really easy process. It's not gonna be one day because I do need my friend to change out the O2 sensor plug and a couple other things, but we should be able to get most of it done today. It comes in two parts. This is the ECU side and this is the engine side, and you can just pretty much, there's just one big plug that you just push it together. Not sure how it works yet, but you push it together and completes the harness. When you want to take out the engine or lift it up or do some engine work, just disconnect it instead of disconnecting all the plugs on the engine or disconnecting all the plugs on the ECU, which is a nice feature to have. I guess we'll start on the engine side because that's the least amount of plugs. So what you're gonna need to do is I'm gonna try to fish it up and try to see if this part will come out of that hole right there, okay?
What hole?
This hole.
Okay.
All right. So where is this hole? And then I'm connected. It's all one harness, and all we have to do is plug the things in. And I know that sounds easy, but I bet you there's going to be some hard parts to it. So we'll come into the car, connect the ECU, and connect all the other things in there, and then we can start out here. ECU, 3 easy plugs, hopefully. 1, 2, and 3. That's done. We've got the body harness. This used to be in the engine bay. I took it out and I ran it through the center console, and now it's going to be inside the cabin, and it's going to make the engine bay look a lot cleaner. This one, and now we can just worry about the whole engine harness. I'm not sure if the big connector was supposed to go on the inside, which we ended up doing because the one side of the connector couldn't fit through. So the only other option was to move the whole other side into the harness, or into the firewall. Make sure to go in the description and join my Discord. I play a lot of games, Dota 2, Call of Duty, and all those, and I love to talk to new people. So if you like cars and games, make sure to join that. And if you have an engine swapped car and you're looking for a harness, 1UZ anything, 2JZ, if you're going crazy with it, R&R Autosports is the plug for a harness. Man, there's like a million plugs, and that is because I'm running a stock ECU, but this is a fan harness right here. So I'm gonna disconnect this for the time being. Now get these wires out of the way. So now time-lapse time. So this is the second day. I ran to the store yesterday, really late, and picked up the Optima yellow top battery, which is supposed to be really, really good since I don't drive it that often. So when you don't use the car, it doesn't use the battery, and when I come back and crank it, it'll be all good. Don't have to charge it. We got most of the wiring harness done over here for all the coolant temps, the cold start timer, TPS, cold start, the AFM. Now we're working on this side, which is the distributor, the coil pack, and the O2 sensor. And then we have to mock up our own little transmission connector because the one he sent wasn't the right one. I was also tightening down the bolt for the igniter, or whatever you want to call it, and the bolt snap. So now this is just kind of loosely sitting here, and I'm hoping that I can find some type of saw to just saw that off. And then later, we have these, which I know a lot of y'all will want. Everybody's doing the kooky conversion nowadays, because kooky is the cool thing, and everybody, I think, doesn't want to get rid of their stock plugs on their kooky turn signals. So this guy makes the plug plus pigtails, so you can just connect it right up and the kooky turn signals will work. You don't have to go to no junkyard to look for a cigarette lighter from an old Toyota to find this plug. You don't have to get some cheap jank plug from AutoZone. You get the OEM plug with pigtails, so it's very easy to install. Alright guys, so we are wiring up the turn signal so these babies will work. At night, it's kind of scary driving without turn signals. Drunk drivers and everything like that out there. So even if I wave my hand out the window, they might not see it. So we're wiring them up right now. Like I said, R&R Auto Sparts gave me the correct plug with the pigtail. There's two green-red wires, but one of them has a black stripe. This green-red wire is going to go to, let's see where it goes. It goes to the green yellow wire. This is bussin'. For this light to work, you need a lot of relays and all that, so I am a lazy person and I'm also not a good electrician. So we're just gonna wire this up to be the parking light. In an OEM, like Japanese setup, this would turn on when the blinker turns, so as you're turning, you have light to where you're going. Super cool technology, but it sucks that we can't use it.
Now
Ready?
let's test it.
Yeah. So now, I have turn signals at night. Damn, I don't have my contacts in. I gotta go get my contacts in, I'll be back. Now that I get my contacts in, I'm looking all pretty. It's time to get the car working. Today is the day. It's day 3 of fiddling with this harness. The reverse plug that he sent me wasn't the right one. It looked like this over here. When it really needs to look like this, because it's just two like prongs sticking out. And we can go like this now, and I don't have to ruin the harness, and I still have plugs. And over here we also changed out the O2. This was the O2 on the car versus the O2 that is needed to connect to the one on the harness. Cool for right now. It just sucks that every time I get a new O2 I'm gonna have to be cutting and trying to change out the plug. But I think this one will be easier to take off than this one. Yes, sir. Alright guys, so we're getting really close to finishing up the wiring harness. One of the things that kind of sucks about my car, since it's the SR5 swap to GTS, for some reason there has to be a wire running straight from the battery to the ECU. So we're about to do that right now. Got me some 12 gauge wire. Hope this is thick enough, and you know, we're bougie like that, so we got the gold plated rings. We're gonna hook this side up to the battery, run the cable all the way through, and then connect them to these two cables that say battery positive right here. The guy at the Autoport store said he installs stereo systems, and this is the thing I need. So I'm glad he was there to help. Since this is going to the battery positive side, I'll be using the red one, of course. Hammer time! So now we got the wire all hammered in there, put the cover on, gold plated. It's going to look real bougie in the engine bay. It's going to be like the only red wire. That's how you know that I'm a blood. Okay, now I'm just going to roll it out hella long, so it has to go all the way. Now I'll roast it up like some s'mores. Yes, sir. Boom. We can use these fancy smancies. I was just going to wrap this wire around and put it right there, but I was thinking I could just use a fancy smancy one of these bad boys and that'd work the same way. Let's get it. So we've got this harness hooked up all the way. We've got the one running all the way to the battery. We've got ignition switch. And then we've got the ground going to the ground right there. So this harness is all good. We have literally three wires left. Then I need to run to the auto parts store to get 2 bolts, and then we should be good. This one goes to the fuel pump, and I know this is the fuel pump wire because this is the only wire heading to the back of the car. And then we've got these 2 wires right here, which one of them will go to this one, and then the other one will go to the wire that's right here that you barely can see. It is the moment of truth. After having this car down for so long, I just really don't want to mod it anymore and just drive it. For right now, of course, because this channel's got to keep on going, new content. But yeah, after we plug up these battery terminals, it's the moment of truth pretty much. Okay, let's start it. Whew. Key is in. I thought the power for the starter was actually ground. I think that's what happened, and all I have to do is relocate it from being a ground to on the battery, and I think it should start then. Or this wire right here goes to the starter, and I thought, it's big and thick, it must be just a ground, but everybody knows that's not true. As it's cranking, we are trying something new. It did not start before, and I've re-stabbed the distributor. Hopefully it's on the right tooth this time if it was off a tooth. And I took the cap off of the circuit open relay, so when Karina presses this down, you can hear the fuel pump going. So Karina, you're gonna press that as I turn the key, and hopefully it will start up. Okay, it started up.
Ooh! Oh.
Almost there.
Almost.
Thanks to Tyson, who lives local to me in Austin, we got the timing fixed and now the car works perfectly. Whole wiring harness is in here. Got the wires running with a valve cover, and then to the battery, to the fan, pretty much everything works. And we'll give you a quick startup, give you some revs, and yeah, it's good to go now. Just like that, the car is fixed. Harness from R&R Autosports, doing great. It's all under the kick panel over there. And now it's time to enjoy this baby again. Some of y'all are saying, damn, the Corolla's never coming back because I crashed it in the last video. Well, that video was actually a long time ago, so the second to last video was more recent, and everything is good with the car and it's running great. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and like the video down below. Make sure to join the Discord, and next video I might be buying a car, or I might be putting some more parts on this car, so just stay tuned for that. And I know I was gone for a while on YouTube, but now I'm back because I got my car working again. And now we can go back to doing the fun mods, probably get a new steering wheel, and I want to get some more cosmetic mods because the engine is staying the way it is for a while. I'm done touching it, I just want to drive the car. Thanks Tyson for fixing the timing, and see you guys later. Peace out.